everybody, welcome back this week. This week we are just warming our hands up on a coffee because it's a bit chilly in the workshop today. This week we're going to be carrying on with fur, so we're just going to crack straight on with that. Phil's here.
I am.
Talkative as ever. So we're just going to crack straight on with this puppy dog. So what we're going to do is I completely missed a bit there last week, so I think I'm going to get straight on with that. This machine is at a 3 and we are using the spoon shader. Hang on, just tap that. There we go. We're using the teeny tiny spoon shader. So this machine's at a number 3. I'm just going to turn it on.
She has remembered to plug it in at least.
Yes, I have remembered to plug it in. It was already plugged in from last week, if I'm honest with you. So just want to say hi and welcome to everybody. Thank you for coming across and watching. We're just going to start with a nice light pressure under this eye. Actually, Phil, do you want to say hi to everybody?
Well, I'll come to, I suppose.
Right. You've been a grump already. It's not Christmas yet, you know, Mr. Grinch.
Right, first in today is Jacob from Jacked Up Leatherworks.
Hi, Jacob.
We have Sneaks Warlords in.
Hey, Sneaks.
Andrew from AGK.
Hi, Andrew.
We have Bitten.
Hi, Bitten.
We have Huey, keep it classy himself.
Hi, Huey.
We have Wayne the Woodturner.
Hi, Wayne.
We have Ward Wilson from the west coast of Arizona.
Oh, hi, Ward.
And I think that is about it for now.
Oh,
well, that's the only people that are chatting anyway.
Well, thank you for saying hello and welcome.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you very much for joining us. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am just going in the direction of the fur. We're doing nice short strokes because it's a short-haired dog. The pressure that I'm using is extremely light.
Zoom your camera in a bit.
Yeah, I can do. Yeah,
it would be a good idea if people could actually see.
Yeah, it's because I was thinking that obviously I'm going to work around the whole sort of area. So we'll move that across a bit. Okay, is that okay?
That's better.
Is that better for you, sir?
Yes, thank you. I can actually see what you're doing, being a blind old bat.
Well, okay. So just going to nice, light, short strokes for the fur. Now at the moment this fur looks a little bit bitty, so it's like a little bit dotty everywhere. We will fill in some of that. It's part of the layering process because fur has lots and lots of layers and you can never draw. No, I think it's more than an onion. Oh dear me. He's gone from Grinch to Shrek.
And James Dean Designs joined us.
Hi, James.
Hi, James.
Welcome. So we're just doing some nice fur directional strokes. We have to go in the direction of the fur because if you went in the wrong direction, it would all look weird. So you do have to be careful, especially in the muzzle area. We covered that last week where the fur strokes go that way and then the direction goes up there and then goes around there. So you just have to be very, very careful when you're doing realism and animals because the direction just changes so often. And before you know it, it's changed and you've gone the wrong direction. So always have your reference photo next to you. I've got mine on my iPad because then I can zoom in and out much easier than if it was just a photo. So just bringing that down from that eye because this bit here is actually layered and it's quite a bit darker. So we're just going to bring that down a little bit darker. We had already done eye during part 1. If you haven't watched that yet, then you know it's up for replay. You are more than welcome to go back and have a replay. So we're just going to darken this down because we did the first layer of the fur and a little bit darker but it just needs that little bit more. Again, short strokes because it's a short fur. If you were doing long fur, then you would use longer strokes. Same with curly fur, you would go in the direction of the curls.
And Rob from Klingsborough Brace has joined us.
Hi, Rob. Did you dare buy the machine?
If he bought the machine, it's going to be hashtag Kez's fault.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, Rob. Oh, dear me. So just layering this to be a little bit darker. Now, I'm just going to take it a little bit slower on these darker patches because the longer you tip, the slower you go, the darker the burn. The faster you go, the lighter the burns.
Apparently, he didn't get the machine because they'd only got the razor tip ones.
Okay.
They got their stock.
Ah.
Free shipping from Turner's, though. No excuse.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So I'm just going to bring some of that layering down there. Just on that section there. And what I'm going to do is fill this in because it's really annoying me.
And Donna Love Angels joined us.
Hi, Donna.
Hi, Donna.
How are you doing?
Oh, no, it's hashtag blame Kez and Phil. I'm dragged in now.
Not just me. So I've still got this machine at a number 3. I don't need to go any higher just yet. You can go higher for your black around there, but I find that I've got less control over the burn. Whereas if I layer on a lighter burn, it means that I can add the depth to the piece nice and gradually. It just got more control over the way it burns. There, I'm happy now that that's burnt in a little bit. So this is actually a lighter area just up the side of the face and over here. So what I'm going to do is just add a little bit more here.
Jacob says he found a local girl that does sea life. She did a great white shark for a countertop. It was about 2 meters by 1 meter.
Wow.
That's a lot of work.
That is a lot of work. I mean, we did that when I did that piece behind me. I did the kraken.
There you go. There you go.
So I did the kraken that you can't actually see it. Give me a second. So I did the kraken here, and that is just half of it. And that was 2.1 meters long originally. So that's the black pearl, and the other half had the kraken and Davy Jones. What's his boat called? I never remember what his boat's called. Yeah, but that was 2.1 meters, and that was a lot of work. So hats off to that girl with sea life. I'm assuming it's a girl.
Yeah, he said a local girl.
Right, I thought he did. I would just making sure.
Come on, Jacob, help us out. What's the boat called?
Oh, what's it called? Oh, man, I always forget it. I always forget it. I bet Jacob sat there going, I can't think of it either now.
That's what Google's for, I suppose.
Yeah. I kind of have my hands busy at the moment. I can't Google it. So just going to go over the top of this eyebrow here, because that's just a little bit darker. So we're going to add some extra layering over this section. That's it, the Dutchman.
I
My own
googled it.
Dutchman. Thank you. Somebody put me out of my misery. Yeah.
That was going to do me tree notes.
Isn't it funny how when one person can't remember something, the next person can't remember it either? It's like really weird.
Yeah, Jacob just put it in.
Nice one. So just add in extra layering up here, and it's kind of like the extra layer here is filling in the gap. You can see here there's like lots of little bits of gap for where the wood is, and that's okay. That's what we need. But what I'm going to do in here is on the darker parts is fill in that little gap in, because what that does is that adds what's called a mid-tone.
Apparently, Clive sent Mama Sneaks the link, but she's having tech problems.
Oh, bless her. Say hi to Mama Sneaks for us. So what we're doing is we're adding in the mid-tone. So when you add in the mid-tone...
D is in.
Oh, hi, D.
Hi, D.
Yeah, so when you add in the mid-tones, it gives the tonal values, which makes something look even more... That's what is the realism, is the tonal values and the different shades in the darks and the lights. I'm just going around this bit here. Now this bit comes down, but then goes... It kind of goes down and then goes out towards... like the bridge of the nose there. It's not the nose, is it? Between the eyes. So we're going that way and then down as well. There we go.
I think Clive was lying, you see.
Pardon? What was that?
I think Clive was lying. She won't have any tech issues at all.
Ugh.
She was making a cup of tea first.
Do you blame her? So just watching the direction of the fern, because this bit comes down, but these bits actually come over. So you just kind of have to bring it within the direction. Just making sure that them directions are correct. Because if you went sort of like straight out with that, you'd make it look like it got a really sort of wide... It would be a really wide nose if you went straight out rather than going up and over. That's how you're bringing in the realism as such. Now, actually, I need to be a little bit higher up, don't I? Is that better? There we go. So what I'm going to do is this section here is just that little bit darker. So we're going to work on that and add an extra layer in here, just watching the direction, because it starts going up here. There we go. And then over here.
Never looks like you're actually doing anything.
No, it's because I'm laying down just really, really light layers. So it's just so you can control the colour, basically, the colour and the burn that's going down. And I've got that, can you see that line there and there, which is the grain of this piece of lime. So what we're going to have to do is work on that section just a little bit more.
To cover your line.
Yeah, to cover the line as much as possible. You can never cover completely, because it's the natural grain of the wood, and that's the beauty of wood. It is a nice natural product. Right, within some burns, you like to hide a little bit. I did actually start something completely different this week. I've actually started pyrography on paper. So it's coming out okay, but I'm not ready to show anybody just yet. It's still a little bit ugly.
So that's one for next week then?
Possibly, yeah. Possibly.
Depending on what else you decide to start.
Yeah, you know me. I start 15 things at once.
Yeah.
You can't tell me you haven't got 15 things on the go.
Jacob says it's the same in leather.
Yeah. Yeah, but it is. Right, just going over this bit because this bit's a little bit darker. Just adding the value in. Now this middle section here is actually lighter. So I'm going to lay a little bit of burn down, and then what I'll do is I'll show you how to take it out and make it a little bit lighter. I know that sounds counterproductive to put it in to take it out, but you kind of put it in because if you look, you can see the darker bits in the fur, and that's what we're aiming to have. Instead of drawing all those little bits, what we're going to do is burn just like one layer and then take the bits out, the lighter fur bits out. So just finish doing this section on here, and then I'll show you how to do that. So just coming in and just darkening this down. We've already plotted in this area.
What do you mean by plotting in?
Plotted in. So what we've already done, so last week we laid down like the first layer of burn, and that is basically plotting in. You've plotted it in.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Just in case somebody didn't understand what you're talking about.
That's fine. You mean you didn't understand?
Yeah, doesn't mean somebody else won't.
There's nothing wrong with questions. Told you before. Just you're thinking it, and I bet there's 3 others thinking it.
That's the one. Yeah. Clive says you next level.
Thanks, Clive. I'm still learning though. Still learning myself. So this bit
One of these days we'll actually find some of Kez's first work.
Yeah, I've got some coasters somewhere of these. They're like really blobby lines on coasters that I did, and I thought they were great at the time, as you do when you first start something. And I look back now and I'm like, I'm really glad that I saved those, because I can, you can really sort of see the progression. But I can't find them. I really don't know what I've done with them. So one day we'll find them.
Yeah, they can't be too far away.
No, they're in this workshop somewhere. It's just where I do not know.
I'm going to have a look, so I've got a sneaky suspicion.
Oh, have you? So just bringing these darker areas there and like smoothing out some of the shading. This is all shading. There's no hard lines anywhere. There's no outline, hard lines or anything like that. This is all just shading. Because when you're looking at realism, it's just shaded. You don't see hard lines on, whether it's human faces or animal faces or anything, even like hands, feet, things like that, paws. There are no hard lines. It's all shading and tonal values and the different colours and things like that. You found them? No, you can't find them.
I had a sneaky suspicion.
There we go. So what I'm going to do is lay down well, there is actually a layer on there, but I'm going to lay down just a little bit darker in that section, even though it's light, just to smooth out what's already there, but not as dark as this section here.
Rob says, don't be knocking blobby lined coasters.
No,
they may become a thing.
Yep. Nope, definitely not knocking it.
We're just trying to find them.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find them because they are a really good comparison. Yeah, and I even sort of like I gave some like a set away as well. So because I did 2 sets. And say you always keep your firsts. Always keep your firsts. So just putting that in, plotting this in quite fast. It's still short strokes, but plotting it in quite fast because I don't want it too dark, but I just need the white to be, the wood to fill in a little bit. Just need to fill in the gaps a little bit more.
Andy, the Valley Wood Turner, joined us.
Hi, Andy. I'm just plotting this in.
And Donna says it's beautiful.
Thanks, Donna. She's a little monkey, though. I will tell you, she's a little monkey. I was drawing at the dining room table yesterday, and I went into the kitchen. What did I go into the kitchen for? I don't even know. I think I was checking the dinner. So I was only in there a few minutes just to check the dinner. I come back and she'd stolen my kneadable eraser and was chewing it like chewing gum. It's like, you little monkey. So, puppies, they're great, aren't they?
Yeah, not that small anymore.
No, she's not that small. I took her to the vet and the other day for a flea stuff. And she'd gone from 12 kilos to nearly 20 kilos in 4 weeks. I was like, my God.
No, it's not just you, Rob. I keep doing the same.
What you done?
He says, is it me or does anyone find themselves staring at the dog's eyes and ignoring what Kez is doing?
Oh, dear me.
The focus point.
Yeah. They're looking at you. They're making sure you're behaving. Right, so what we've done here is just added in a little bit. Just add a little bit more in just there.
And I'm assuming Socks is Jacob's dog, but apparently he says Socks does that with any leather that hits the floor.
Oh my gosh, I bet. The monkeys, aren't they? We have to stop this one coming in here to steal the wood, because you're all right if she's stealing out the scrap box, but she doesn't know the difference between scrap and good stuff. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just put that down for a second. I'm just going to turn that off. What I'm going to do is I've got just a Stanley knife blade. What I'm going to do is just use the point, and I'm just going to move up and use little tiny strokes in the direction of the fur.
Can you zoom it in anymore?
Yeah, I think so. Might have to drop it a little bit. So, no, lift it up. So if I move that out of the way, put that one in. There we go. Yeah?
Yeah, just so you can see
So
what
what I'm
you're
going
doing
to
a
do
bit
is
more.
just take out, and it is literally just random. You're just taking it out in random places, just short strokes just in the direction of the fur. Oh, gosh. If we take out a little bit over here in the fur, what this does is just puts the little highlights in. I'm going to have to turn this around. I'm sorry, guys.
We can't see anything
Yeah,
now.
no, I'm just going to move it. Right, so it's just, when you're using these, you have to go with the grain. So you need as much as possible. So go that way.
So now we're unpyroing.
Yeah, yes. So now what you've done is laid down the undercoat, and now the white bit that we're taking away would actually be classed as like the top coat. So you can sort of like not pyro it, but I find it doesn't work anywhere near as well as laying it down and then taking it off. Like I say, it sounds counterproductive, but the effect is definitely much better. Especially overall when you've got, lots of fur on a dog. All I'm doing is using this on its tilted on its side slightly, and I'm not digging into the wood. I'm just scraping the surface away. That's all I'm doing.
James has got to go. His food is calling my belly.
I don't blame you, mate. Thank you for joining us, James, and we'll see you soon.
Take care, James.
So there you go. That is just that bit for now. What I'm going to do is lay down a little bit more of the fur, but that has given, zoom out just a little bit, take that out a little bit, and there, back to where we were. So what that's done is given us the line up the inside of the nose that is this section here. We're not going around that section just yet. We've got to lay down a little bit more of the outline, the underfur. So I've still got this on a number 3. Actually, I'm going to turn that off a minute and give that a clean.
Donna's on and off watching as she's making steak and sausage pie. You're making me hungry, Donna.
Oh, nice. What's everybody else having for tea? It's making me hungry now. Don't even know what we're having.
No idea.
Right, so machine's back on. I'm going for number 3. What I'm going to do is fill in this section here a little bit. So just light strokes in the direction of the fur, just watching the fur direction. Because it just changes so much around this area.
Rob's determined to make everybody hungry.
Wow, what's it now?
He's having smoked gammon joint with chips and pickles.
Smoked gammon joint chips. I'm not quite sure about the pickles though, Rob.
Rob from Copper Eye Woodturning has joined us.
Hello, Rob. How are you doing?
And he says, "This looks great, Kaz."
Thank you. Thank you.
And Gary's right. He says, "Wow, this looks great, Kaz."
Thank you. Again.
And Lucy Bundy Rose joined us.
Hi, Lucy. Do you and Andy sit in the same room and watch it, or are you in separate rooms, or even separate places? They always seem to come on lives together, but not together.
They could have a virtual argument then, can't they?
That's just your brain thinking, that is.
Oh, no, Lucy has literally just walked in the front door, she says.
Cool. Been anywhere nice? We've just been entertaining the kids. So just laying in the first layer on this side. Watching the fur direction, because the fur is coming from this eye down here. And then it kind of curves up into the face, the side of the face. But then you've got this, the bit off the muzzle that actually goes that way. It goes towards the eye. There.
Oh, she's been to see her dad in the nursing home and battling with the traffic.
Oh, bless. Hope everything's okay. And traffic is just a pain wherever you go these days. So here is where this changes. So instead of it going that way, it's kind of coming this way now. Yeah, so you just have to watch. If you are burning, not necessarily burning this particular thing, but anytime you're burning anything realistic or anything at all, don't always go by the lines that you've drawn down onto the wood. Always make sure that you look backwards and forwards to your reference photo, because sometimes you can transfer a line slightly wrong, and when you follow it, it looks weird. So if you're always checking on your reference photo, you can pick it up before you burn it in. But if you do burn it in and you don't like it, then you can always use the knife bit that I just showed you, just the Stanley knife blade, or any sort of sharper knife, and you can just gently scrape away the burn, and that is actually your eraser for pyrography and wood burning. Is just a simple knife. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. Just always use what you've got.
Lucy says she's all good, just getting out of the way for the week. And that's looking amazing.
Thank you very much. Hope the kids are okay and behaving. So just watching the direction of the fur again, because this direction goes this way, this one goes this way. It's actually a darker patch in this middle as it sinks in slightly. So we're just going over here. I'm going to plot these in for the first layer. Down this way. So what do you want for your tea, Mr. H?
No idea. Spirit Wood, Bone and Stones joined us.
Oh, hi.
Hi, Heather.
It is Heather. That's the one that...
yeah, that's the one Steve always gets
me confused with. Yeah.
It's the Spirit of Bear and Spirit of Wind, Bone and Stone.
Yeah, that's
wood,
it.
Stone and bone.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go. So just the direction of this eye fur kind of comes out. It actually comes out quite dark. So we're just going to put a little bit of dark areas in that section there. And then it goes up. So we're kind of going to go up with the direction of it.
Lucy says she's got roast veal burgers tonight.
Roast veal burgers. Sounds interesting. Very interesting. What are you eating it with?
And Mama Sneaks is having rice, peas, and chicken.
Ooh, nice. Now that's my kind of meal. That is definitely my kind of meal. So from here, it kind of comes down and
just to confuse things even
swoops to
more,
one side. Yeah.
Heather does pyrography as well.
Oh, cool. Cool, nice. Virtual high five. Probably why he gets us confused. I don't know whether he calls you Kez, but he always calls me Heather. And even it was Brian, wasn't it, that said it the other week?
Yeah.
And he's always the one that corrects Steve.
Alex, where's all the bud butchers have joined us?
Thank you for joining. So this section here is a little bit darker. So you've just plotted this section in. So what we're going to do is go over again, still on a number 3, but we're just adding just a slightly darker tone for like an extra layer of fur. Oh, excuse me, I'm just going to have to drink a coffee. Cold coffee.
Lucy's having her burgers in buns and chips.
Ooh, nice.
Jacob's having Scotch eggs for dinner.
Oh, Scotch egg. I ain't had Scotch egg for ages.
Lucy wants to know whether their Scotch eggs are posh or normal Scotch eggs or posh ones.
Posh ones? What's the difference?
No idea.
I thought a Scotch egg was a Scotch egg. So still just plotting this in, just gone over again. So what we're doing is just taking out, not taking out, we're filling in. I'll get it right in a minute. We're filling in where the wood gaps would be.
She's about thinking one bit ahead of herself.
Yeah, no, 1 bit. I'm 3 bits. I'm already thinking about the ear. And that's about part 7. So, yeah. But yeah, it's just laying down the extra layer to give the extra tonal value. So what I'm going to do is this bit here is coming this direction and it is just slightly darker. So we're just going to go over that bit.
Apparently you can get all sorts of different Scotch eggs, but Jacob's a Texas style.
Okay, so what's Texas style then, Jacob?
You're going to make her even more hungry.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's fine. So we've got that bit that's darker in there.
Donna says you can get haggish Scotch eggs as well.
Can I pass on those, please? I don't fancy haggis. Although we went to, well, we were last time we were in Scotland, we were at All at Dales in the summer, and my 9-year-old wanted to try was it haggis and steak pie, and I wasn't so sure that he was going to like it, but he absolutely loved it and tried to eat his brothers. I wouldn't let him, but yeah, he really, really enjoyed it. So there we go. So we've got that slightly darker bit in just there. Now we've got that comes kind of that way. So we're just going to roll with that. There we go. across that way, but you have to watch because it starts going over just there, so over the snout, or dog chops, or whatever you want to call them. That was Huey's fault.
Yep.
There we go. Adding that in there. This section here goes down and then back up. So what we're going to do is fill that bit in. That's actually quite dark. So we're just going to do slower strokes. Couldn't remember what the word was then. So we're just going to do slower strokes. Still going with the direction. And short strokes as well. Don't forget to keep them short. And that side there.
Oh, apparently Bitten tasted meat pie for the first time in Harrogate.
Oh, really?
It was fantastic.
Ooh, nice. Which one did you have? There we go. And add extra dark there.
Yeah, Huey says he absolutely smashed the steak and haggis pie nearly faster than me.
Oh gosh, yeah, you were there, wasn't it? Yeah, he was he was super fast with that. So he tried to eat Sam's. I forgot that Huey was with us. So add in some of that extra in there. Remembering it's going that way. It doesn't come down as much just here. It just kind of goes across, the fur does. So we're just going to roll with that. Keep it in the direction. So we're going a little bit faster now because this is a little bit lighter just here. So we're going to move on a little bit faster.
Apparently Bitten's pie was steak pie.
Ooh, nice. That's the best kind of pie.
And she'd love the recipe.
Yeah, I like steak pie. You don't do pie, do you?
Not so much the pie, more the too much pastry.
Yeah, he doesn't like pastry. He doesn't do pies.
Don't mind if it's light enough pastry.
You can't go around weighing your pastry, you know. Is that pie lighter than that pie? the contents of it kind of outweighs that bit. Oh dear me. So just going in for a second layer on this, just to fill in those bits. It is a little bit darker, just here. But it just gets lighter, so you just have to be careful when you're going from the dark to the light that you don't overdo it and kind of do an overshoot.
It is getting harder to watch you while you're near that eye.
Why?
Because the eye draws you in.
Yeah. I do like doing eyes. So we was having a bit of a debate the other day as to what to do next after this one. What does everybody fancy? We've got a couple of ideas in mind. Bearing in mind we've got to keep things copyright free. So, but has anybody got any ideas what they'd like to see?
Jacob's now hungry as well.
Yeah, that's the trouble when you're talking about food, isn't it? It just makes you all hungry. So just this fur here is actually a little bit darker. So we're going to come in a little bit darker. You just got to be careful of the direction because it changes so much around here. And what you don't want is it going too dark, too fast, and the direction changing on you, because it kind of comes this way and then goes that way. It's kind of coming under for the eye.
Apparently they don't have pie in Denmark.
Oh, do they not?
She also learned from Emma Cook
Yeah.
that so you can drink without being sick.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can.
Huey says a natterjack toad.
A natterjack toad. I've never seen one of those, but I'll look out for one. A natterjack toad. Sounds interesting. Why so specific, Huey? This is very, very specific, isn't it?
Bitten said she'd like to try the Johnny Depp or a face.
Yes, that'd be pretty cool. You can do that. It'd probably be just a face, some random picture, just because doing Johnny Depp on these particular lives is cause for copyright, especially because when I edit the photos, I'll do the line drawing for everybody to download, and then that's messing with their copyrights. So it will be just a face, if that's okay.
Jacob says, holy moly, walked out of the shop and I've got snow.
Wow. I think you're is he a couple of states across from Mouse?
Yeah.
So his sister is in New Hampshire, and they said they were expecting snow.
It's about the same height in the country,
Yeah,
I think.
he is, yeah. So bringing that darker down there, because it is darker, just coming through there, actually comes the inside of the face here, which is darker. So if we go like this and bring it in, and smooth it out, kind of smoothing it out up there. Bringing it around with the direction of the fur. It's always checking that direction, especially with fur, even with hair when you're doing people, always checking the direction of hair and fur, because it really, really does make a big difference to pieces. So, there we go.
Lucy says, did anyone see the amazing moon last night?
It was pretty good. I did see it, yeah, but I didn't.
Yeah, Lucy's managed to capture pictures of it with a halo.
Did you really? Wow. Somebody else did that.
Yeah.
No, somebody else posted.
Somebody local posted the pictures of it.
Yeah, somebody posted on Facebook. I did see with the halo around it. It did look pretty good. I can't remember who posted it though. Forgive me if it's you. I'm not a big Facebook fan. So here we go. We've got this darker section there. As you can see, it's starting to go in, ready for going up that side for the ear. We're not going to do the ear now.
Bitten wants to know, did you turn up the heat? No, she's just on the darker bits. Nope. She's moving slower.
Yeah. So on the darker bit, so on number 3 on the Peter Child's machine, and if I go, I'll move that across there a second. If I show you just up here, so all I'm doing is moving slower. So when you move slightly slower, you can see now that is plotting in dark. If I go fast, because what I want to do is blend from the dark to the light.
Slightly lost focus.
Has it?
Yeah. There you go. Back again.
So what we're doing is a faster movement for very fast and very short movements, and it blends in. Phil always says it looks like I've sped it up, but I haven't. It is actually my hand. It's just really short movements. And that is how you do the darker to the lighter. And you just keep going over this section here to blend it in, because you've got more control over the temperature, and you haven't got the horrible overburn, which is the yellowing when you turn the machine up, put it onto a piece of wood. It goes really yellowy overburn, and that's not what you're looking for.
There's Lucy's picture from last night.
Oh, nice. That's pretty cool, Lucy. So move that there. What I'm going to do is just go up this section here. So I'm going to be
Lost your focus
blending
again.
this. Oh, sorry.
There you go.
Done? Yeah.
Yeah.
So where was I? Was there? I don't remember where I was. The amount of times that I turn pieces or go off and do something, or sort of one of the kids disturbs me, and I forget where I am on a piece.
All works out in the end.
It does. It does. It all gets done. It just gets done in really random orders. My brain is just random.
And Jamie from JP Woodworks joined us.
Hello, Jamie.
No, the second one doesn't work.
What?
It says, hey, Kezi pie, Philly pie.
Philly pie. You're filling a pie. That's fabulous. Oh, dear. Oh, dear me.
And Andrew says you're in the workshop, Kez.
Huh?
Andrew says you're in the workshop, Kez. Well.
Oh, where I am. Yeah, no, I forget that too.
If she wasn't live, she'd be just drifted away into a book while she's...
Yeah, I do. I have Audible, and I just literally listen to a book. And quite often Phil will be talking away to me, and I'm like, are you talking to me yourself? Because I've just got no idea. No idea.
She stares into her own little world.
I do. A lot of people use music. I like books. Sometimes podcasts too. So just bringing that in darker down here. Just go a little bit slower. There we go. And then we've actually got this bit here is actually this dark section here. So that's behind. It's kind of really, I think it kind of goes up and then down. So it goes up that way and then down there.
It's top of the leg.
Yeah, it's like the neck bit. Oh, sorry, poking that mic.
You've got a neck and then a top of the leg. That's why it changes direction.
Yeah. So I've got this line in just here, this pencil line in here. I think that's where we're going in with the darker section. Just going to carry on with this bit here.
Jamie, oh, this reminds me, I've got the Pyro spoons in my pocket still.
Has he? Is that for Vicky or for yourself?
The ones he bought at Harrogate.
Right. Well, I gathered that. You buy something new and leave it in your pocket. This bit here is just a little bit darker, so we're going to give that an extra layer on there. So this is, especially fur, it's all about layers. Lots and lots and lots of layers. This is not a super fast medium. It's incredibly slow. But if you get the layering right, it turns out brilliant.
I think everybody's gathering that as soon as you're 5 hours in.
Yes, 5 hours in, and yeah, you don't think 5 hours, do you?
Oh, apparently the spoon shaders are for Vicky to have a go.
Nice.
Great Christmas present.
What, just the spoon shaders? You can't have the the machine. You're mean.
You'll charge her for the use of the machine.
No, what you want to do is give her the spoon shaders for Christmas all wrapped up, so she thinks she's got a present, and then tell her she's got to find them a little bit and hide it. It's like hide and go seek. Go find Peter. So, there we go. Just dragging a little bit of that dark down here because it's just a little bit darker. Don't be afraid to layer and burn dark. A lot of artists, no matter whether it's pencil, paint, or anything like that, are quite sort of like, ooh, can't go too dark. But you know what? It doesn't matter. Go dark. Go dark. If it's dark, go dark. Because that is where a lot of your depth comes from, is your dark. And then at the end, I'll show you how to add the lightest of light.
Jamie says he's going to get one of them coin machines for the TVs years ago. Pay as you go pyro.
Yeah. What you like. And just adding some layers in here.
Apparently he gave us some batteries last year with a note saying gift not included.
I don't want to know what the batteries were for.
And we always tell Hughie for keeping it classy.
I didn't say anything. I only said I didn't want to know what they were for.
Should be a hashtag Kez keep it classy now.
That was your brain went elsewhere.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. Then batteries could have been for a remote control car, or you know.
She gets worse. Concentrate on what you're supposed to be doing.
I am. I'm layering fur. In the right direction. So that is starting to add some depth. This side still looks a little bit fluffy, so you can see how this side has been smoothed out, but this side hasn't yet been smoothed to the degree that has, because we've just spent a little bit more time on this side.
It certainly added some depth around the eye.
Yeah, it has, because you've got that line that comes down, and then you've got your fur that's starting to, come over in your layers, or in the layers. And it definitely adds to it. You don't think, like you said earlier, it doesn't actually look like you're laying anything down, but you are.
And he says his brain is always elsewhere. Yeah, Kez's is as well.
Yeah. I'm terrible. I have to bite my tongue sometimes. It's normally Clive from Sorbis that starts me off. He does it on purpose. Yeah, so just bringing these down. I think we're about at the hour, aren't we? So we will...
Well, you're 1 minute off.
Yeah.
That was a good guess.
So it's just adding these in. So we're going to finish up in a minute. And we will be adding more fur next week. And it's just layering. It's just layering. We are getting there, as you can see, with the blending of this eye. It's nice and smooth. It's starting to smooth out a little bit more. we can then turn the spoon shader over once it's smoothed out, and then we'll start adding some of the finer details in. You don't add too many details. That sounds weird, but you don't add too many details because, especially with fur, because everything looks fluffy. Like this, it's got a lot. It's got its first layer down, or second layer as well, and there's a bit more detail in there, and it just looks fluffy. And we don't want that. We want to smooth that out, like this one's smooth. Okay, so what I'm going to do is leave that there because my belly is hungry and we are at the hour. So, but yeah, I mean, that's coming along nice. Zoom out. Zoom that out. And as you can see, that is starting to look, you know, you've got your depth on each eye corner, and then around the nose is we'll work on the bits around the nose. We've got the nice line white bits going up there. The camera doesn't pick it up incredibly well, but it is getting there. If you've got any questions, do give us a shout. We do have the Facebook group.
Pinned to the top of the chat,
yeah, pinned
and
to the top
in the description below.
Has he said? That's the one. He said the words. And it's just solely pyrography and stuff. So if you've been doing pyrography or anything like that, you know, please come post it. Show us what you've been doing. You know, we're always happy to see. If you've got any questions, give us a shout in there. Yeah, and that's it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. And thank you so much for joining us. It has been a blast for the last hour talking about fur direction. So, but yeah, I mean, just getting in them layers. So, right, we will see you. What? No, we're on later, aren't we? We're with Dremel at 8 o'clock tonight. But for this particular thing, we will see you again next week at 4 p.m. See you soon.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.